Good morning, students. Today we start chapter number first, electrostatics, in which we discussed few topics like frictional electricity, properties of electric charges, Coulomb's law in vector form, units of charge, relative permittivity or dielectric constant. Continuous charge distribution, in which we discussed linear charge density, surface charge density and volume charge density. So let's start our first topic, frictional electricity. We have already discussed about friction. Friction is what? When two things are rubbed upon each other. Here, frictional electricity is the electricity produced by rubbing two suitable bodies and transfer of electrons from one body to other. We are having two examples. First, when we take glass rod and silk and rubbed each other, then we see that silk gets negatively charged while glass gets positively charged. How it is happen? Let's see. Electrons in glass are loosely bound in it than the electrons in silk. So when glass and silk are rubbed together, the comparatively loosely bound electrons from glass get transferred to the silk. Means the electron is transferred only from a body which are loosely bound to the other. As a result, glass becomes positively charged and silk becomes negatively charged. Now, the second example, when we rub ebonite rod and fur, electrons in fur are loosely bound in it than the electrons in ebonite. So, when ebonite and fur are rubbed together, the comparatively loosely bound electrons from fur get transferred to the ebonite. As a result, ebonite becomes negatively charged and fur becomes positively charged. It is very important to note that the electrification of the body is due to transfer of electrons from one body to another. If the electrons are transferred from a body, then the deficiency of electrons makes the body positive. If the electrons are gained by a body, then the excess of electrons makes the body negative. If the two bodies from the following list are rubbed, then the body appearing early in the list is positively charged, whereas the latter is negatively charged. Now, properties of charges. There are few properties of the charges. First one, there exist only two types of charges, namely positive and negative. We have already discussed in earlier classes that like charges repel each other while unlike charges attract each other. Charge is a scalar quantity. Next, charge is additive in nature. Here, one example is given that plus 2 coulomb plus 5 coulomb minus 3 coulomb is equals to plus 4 coulomb. That shows that it represents the additive nature. Next, charge is quantized. Quantized means, see, electric charges exist in discrete packets rather than the continuous amount. It can be expressed in integral multiples of a fundamental electronic charge. See, one electron, one proton having a charge equals to 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb. And Q is equals to plus minus Ne. That plus and minus sign indicates the proton or electron, where N is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on. Charge is conserved. That is, the algebraic sum of positive and negative charges is an in an isolated system remains constant. When a glass rod is rubbed with silk, negative charge appears on the silk and an equal amount of positive charge appear on the glass rod. The net charge on the glass silk system remains zero before and after rubbing. It does not change with velocity also. Now, Coulomb's law, force between 2 point electric charges. See, according to the Coulomb's law, the force of attraction or repulsion between 2 point charges is directly proportional to the product of their charges, magnitude of charges, and is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So it is clear that let we take 2 point charges Q1 and Q2 having a distance between them is R. Then according to this law, force is directly proportional to the product of their magnitude of charges. So F proportional to Q1 and Q2, and it is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So F is inversely proportional to R square. Now combine these two equations. So F proportional to Q1 Q2 upon R square. When we go for proportional to equal, a constant is there. So F is equals to K Q1 Q2 upon R square, where K is a positive constant of proportionality called electrostatic force constant or Coulomb's constant. In vacuum, the constant is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, where epsilon is the permittivity of free space. If we take a medium, then constant is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon, where epsilon is the absolute electric permittivity of the dielectric medium, or simply called medium. The dielectric constant or relative permittivity or specific inductive capacity or dielectric coefficient is given by K or epsilon R, which is equals to permittivity in a medium to that permittivity in free space or vacuum. So according to that, in vacuum, force is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 upon R square, and in medium, F is equals to 1 by 4 by epsilon Q1 Q2 by R square, and in the above equation we see that epsilon is equals to epsilon naught into epsilon R, so we can put here. The value of epsilon naught is 8.8542 into 10 raised to power minus 12 Coulomb square per Newton per meter square, and the whole 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is equals to 8.9875 into 10 raised to power 9 Newton meter square per Coulomb square, which is similarly equal to 9 into 10 raised to power 9 Newton meter square per Coulomb square. Now, Coulomb's law in vector form. In vacuum, for Q1, Q2 is greater than 0. We have already discussed that Q1, Q2 is greater than 0 in only two cases. Greater than 0, that means a positive quantity. That means when Q1 and Q2 both are positive, then only the product of these two is greater than 0. Or when both the charges are negative, then only the product of Q1 and Q2 is greater than 0. So here we discussed that Q1 and Q2 is greater than 0. So when two charges Q1 and Q2, the force among between them is F12 vector, which is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square into R21 cap. See, R21 cap we have already discussed in 11th standard that it is a unit vector. In a similar manner, when we calculate the force among between 2 respect to 1, then F21 vector is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square into R12 cap. In vacuum, for Q1, Q2 is less than 0. Less than 0, there is only a one situation when one charge is positive and the other charge is negative. Then F12 vector is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square R12 cap, and F21 vector is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square R21 cap. In the similar way, in all cases, both the forces are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. Units of charge. In SI system, the unit of charge is coulomb, which is represented by the capital letter C. And 1 coulomb of charge is that charge which, when placed at rest in vacuum at a distance of 1 meter from an equal and similar stationary charge, repels it, and it is repelled by it with a force of 9 into 10 raised to power 9 Newton. Or we can say that when two similar charges kept at a distance of 1 meter, then force of repulsion act between them, which is numerically equal to 9 into 10 raised to power 9 Newton, then it is also said to be 1 coulomb of charge. In CGS, electrostatic system, the unit of charge is stat coulomb or ESU of charge, electric static unit of charge. In CGS, electrostatic system, K is equals to 1 by K, where K is dielectric constant. For vacuum, the dielectric constant is equals to 1, so F is equals to Q1 Q2 by R square. If Q1 and Q2, say Q, and R is equals to 1 centimeter and F is equals to 1 dyne, then the Q is equals to plus minus 1 stat coulomb. In CGS, electromagnetic system, in abbreviation EMU, the unit of charge is AB coulomb or EMU of charge, electromagnetic unit. 1 EMU of charge is equals to C ESU of charge. 1 EMU of charge is equals to 3 into 10 raised to power 10 ESU of charge. 1 coulomb of charge is equals to 3 into 10 raised to power 9 stat coulomb, and 1 AB coulomb is equals to 10 coulomb. Now our next topic, relative permittivity or dielectric constant or specific inductive capacity or dielectric coefficient. The dielectric constant or relative permittivity or specific inductive capacity or dielectric coefficient is given by the ratio of absolute permittivity of the medium to the permittivity of free space. It is also represented by epsilon r. Now in the formula, see, the relative permittivity or dielectric constant is equals to epsilon by epsilon naught. The dielectric constant or relative permittivity or specific inductive capacity or dielectric coefficient can also be defined as the ratio of electrostatic force between two charges separated by a certain distance in vacuum to the electrostatic force between the same two charges separated by the same distance in that medium. Dielectric constant has no unit. Continuous charge distribution. Any charge which covers a space with dimensions much less than its distance away from an observation point can be considered a point charge. A system of closely spaced charges is said to form a continuous charge distribution. It is useful to consider the density of a charge distribution as we do for density of solid, liquid, gas, etc. So first we discussed about line or linear charge density. If the charge is distributed over a straight line or over the circumference of a circle or over the edge of a cuboid, etc., then the distribution is called linear charge distribution. Linear charge density is defined as the charge distributed per unit length. Linear charge density is denoted by lambda. So lambda is equals to Q by L. Its SI unit is coulomb per meter. Surface charge density, which is denoted by sigma. If the charge is distributed over a surface area, then the distribution is called surface charge distribution. Surface charge density is defined as the charge distributed per unit surface area. Its SI unit is coulomb per meter square, and its formula is sigma is equals to Q by surface area. Now next, volume charge density. If the charge is distributed over a volume, then the distribution is called volume charge distribution, and a volume charge density is defined as the charge distributed per unit volume. Its SI unit is coulomb per meter cube. It is denoted by rho, which is equals to Q by volume. So thank you.